Welcome back, viewers. You're watching the Savera. I'm Shefali. Global oil prices have surged dramatically, nearing to $120 per barrel mark, as escalating conflict in West Asia severely disrupts global energy supplies. The sharp spike comes after major oil-producing nations in the Gulf began curbing production while shipping through the critical Strait of Hormuz remains effectively halted. Brent crude jumped as much as 28% to reach $118.73 per barrel, marking its biggest intraday surge since April 2020. Meanwhile, US benchmark West Texas Intermediate crude scored only nearly 31%. The price rally reflects growing fears that the ongoing conflict between the Iran and the US-Israel alliance could further choke global oil supplies. The situation has worsened due to the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical oil transit route. Nearly one-fifth of the world's crude oil supply typically passes through this narrow waterway. With shipping routes disturbed, oil exports from several Gulf producers have slowed dramatically, forcing countries such as Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates to cut production as storage facilities quickly reach their maximum capacity. Iraq has been forced to reduce output. At the massive Rumaila oil field in Basra, workers have begun shutting valves to cut nearly 1.5 million barrels per day of production because tankers are unable to load shipment due to the blocked sea route. The surge in oil prices comes amid rapidly escalating geopolitical tensions in the region. The conflict intensified after the United States and Israel launched strikes on Iran more than a week ago. Now, since then, attacks on energy infrastructure and disruptions to shipping routes have driven both oil and natural gas prices higher. President Donald Trump addressed the spike in oil prices in late-night post on Truth Social, describing the current price surge as a very small price to pay for long-term global security. He suggested that oil prices would drop quickly once what he described as the Iran nuclear threat is eliminated. Despite rising gasoline prices in the United States, which has reached their highest level since August 2024, the White House has indicated that Washington may expand its military targets in Iran if the conflict intensifies. Iran, however, has signaled that it will not retreat. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has vowed to continue resisting external pressure. At the same time, Iran's semi-official Fars news agency reported that Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of late Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, had been named the country's new Supreme Leader, with the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps pledging alliance to him. The rising tension have also prompted security measures across the region. According to the reports, the U.S. State Department has ordered the departure of non-essential American personnel from Saudi Arabia due to safety concerns. Energy analysts warn that the supply disruption could worsen in the coming days. Andy Lipson, president of Lipson Oil Associates, said oil prices may continue climbing as long as the conflict persists and oil shipments remain blocked. Experts estimate that Middle Eastern oil production shutdowns could exceed 4 million barrels per day by the end of next week as shortage or storage facilities fill up and logistic bottlenecks continue. The region accounts for nearly one-third of the world's total oil production, making the disruption particularly significant for global markets. Energy infrastructure across the Middle East also remains under threat. Over the weekend, Saudi Arabia intercepted drones targeting the massive Shaibat oil field, which produces around 1 million barrels per day. Earlier, the kingdom has its suspension operations at its largest refinery, Ras Tanura, and is now attempting to reroute some exports through Red Sea ports. The impact of the crisis is already being felt worldwide. China has instructed its major refineries to stop exporting diesel and gasoline in order to protect domestic fuel supplies. South Korea is also considering introducing an oil price cap for the first time in 3 decades to shield consumers from rising fuel costs. Market indicators suggest that traders are bracing for prolonged supply disruption. Brent crude's near-term contract spread has widened sharply, reflecting strong demand for immediate supplies as market fear further interruptions to oil flows from the Strait of Hormuz. Analysts say the biggest concern right now is not only reduced production, but the possibility that oil shipments may be unable to move through key routes. As long as the Strait of Hormuz remains blocked, global energy markets are likely to remain highly volatile. That's all for now in this update. Stay tuned to the Savera. Download the app. Follow us on various social media platforms.